Okay, we got a lower body day. So we're gonna go 2 exercises. They're both single-sided, so we're gonna do one side, and then the next minute we go with the other. And we're gonna go 2 rounds through that. So you're gonna hit each side twice on 2 different exercises, then we'll take some rest and we'll go into our next block of exercises. So exercise number 1 is our heel touch squats. It does look very similar to a single leg RDL, except here the goal is we're really, one more step, we're really just reaching for that heel. So there's a little bit less concern about keeping that back super straight. We're gonna reach as far down as we can, getting a really good stretch in that hamstring and glute, and coming back up. So I've still got most of my weight on the leg that's staying planted, the heel I'm reaching for. And then I'm gonna go for 12 of those, okay? After 12 of those, you get the rest of your minute to rest, and then you're gonna go into 12 on the other leg, okay? Exercise number 2 is lunges. So yes, I know these were in yesterday's finisher, but we're gonna do them again today. If you wanna go forward or reverse, either one's fine, right? But we're gonna make sure that we're taking that step, dropping down, and coming back to a full stand. We're stepping and dropping down into it and coming back to a full stand. So I'm gonna put out the goal there of 12 per minute, okay? But if 12 just seems to be a little bit too much, remember, if you need to drop that down to 10 or 8, that's fine. If 12 seems too easy, try adding some weight, okay? So we'll work through that. Those are our first 2 exercises. It's gonna be a total of 8 minutes because we're gonna work 1 minute, 2 minutes on the other leg, and then on the other exercise, okay? So let's get warmed up with a jog on the spot there. And then we'll get going. Start with just a jog, getting warm, get the blood flowing, then we'll do a little bit more specific stretching for those different muscles. Okay, we're gonna go into crossover toe touches. So I'm gonna keep nice straight back, push this, the hips back, get a little bit of a stretch in the hamstrings and the glutes. You don't have to really reach for your toes, it's kind of that mid shin. Just keeping that nice straight back, pushing those hips back, and getting a little bit of a stretch there through the hamstrings and the glutes. About 5 per side. Okay, good. We're gonna actually come down into a half kneel here next. I'm gonna bring that one knee down. I'm gonna bring the other knee out to the side. I'm just gonna lean in, little pause. Let's go for 5 there. Just a bit of a stretch through the calf and through the hips. And then we're gonna switch it over. So other knee comes up, and same thing. Just going into a little bit of a stretch here. Not holding long, but getting a bit of a pause. Good, we're gonna stand back up. We're gonna go for some body weight squats. So let's just go for 10, dropping down, coming back up, dropping down, coming back up. And then we'll finish off with 1 more from the ground. We'll go 5 per side T-spine rotation. So bring that one hand up to the head, rotating in, exhaling as I rotate away, back in. 5 on one side, then 5 on the other. Then we'll get started. Morning, Helen. Okay, so our first exercise, right, is those heel touch squats. You're going for 12. Don't feel like you have to rush. You get that whole minute. Really just reaching for that heel all the way back up to a full stand. So I'm not finishing off here. I want to stand all the way through. Reaching down, all the way up. Okay, 12 on one leg. You get the rest of your minute to rest, and then we'll go 12 on the other. Everyone ready? 2, 1, and let's go. So you got the whole minute, right? 12, just controlling that pace, not rushing through, thinking about squeezing the hamstring and the glute as you come back up to that full stand. Once you're done your 12, you can just take some rest. If you finish 12 in less than 30 seconds, you may want to go for a couple more. And this is your halfway mark. So that's 30 seconds. Okay, you've got 10 seconds here, and then you're doing the exact same thing, just switching to the other leg, going for the same number of reps you hit on the first side. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So just getting that nice stretch. As you reach down for that heel, bring it back through all the way up to a full stand and back into that next one. Okay, you're halfway through your minute, so lots of time to finish off those reps. "15 seconds. Then we're switching to lunges. So it can be a forward or reverse lunge, just making sure you step the same direction on both feet, right? So we're not stepping forward on one, backwards on the other. So still 12 reps here. These will take likely a little bit longer, and let's go for it. So stepping forward or back, but making sure we're dropping down into it all the way back to that full stand. Dropping down and back up. Okay, if you need to hold something for a little bit of balance, you can. If you want to hold some weight, you can do that as well. We are very early on into your lower body workout here. Halfway, so just a bit of a time check there. "15 seconds, and then we should be switching to the other side. Okay, if you did alternate, just make sure you alternate on the next minute here. 5 seconds. And let's go. Nice work, everyone. Same thing, just trying to get that same number on this side as you did on the first. After this minute, we're gonna go back through the whole thing again. So we're gonna do heel touch squats, 2 rounds, 1 per leg, and then back to lunges, 2 rounds, 1 per leg. "20 seconds. The heel touch squats were just a touch too easy and you don't want to add weight. You can think about even just lifting that one foot just slightly off the ground, so just a little raise, and let's go for it. So that'll definitely make the balance a little bit harder. But you're going back into those heel touch squats, 12 per side, or 12 on one side here. Next minute, we'll go 12 on the other. Halfway. "15 seconds. Three, two, one. Let's go. Other side here. So other leg, same thing, just reaching down for that heel. Same number of reps on this side as you did on the other. 30 seconds to go. Then we're back for lunges. So lunges, same thing. If you went reverse last time and you want to try forward this time, you can, but we're doing 12 on one side, and then on minute 2, we'll do 12 on the other. If that 12 is getting too hard on a single side, right? Remember, you could also alternate, and let's go, but then you're alternating both minutes. So 12 lunges here. Nice work, everyone. Make sure you're taking that big breath, getting that knee nice and low towards the ground, and then pushing through. We got less than 30 seconds to go here. Okay, last minute here in 5 seconds, 12 on the other side, and then we'll switch. And let's go for it. Nice work, everyone. Once you're done this set of 12, just take some rest. I'll go demonstrating into the next group shortly here. Nice work. Okay, you still got a little bit of time here, so if you're still working on those reps, that's okay. About 10 seconds to go. And good. Okay, we're gonna go into deadlifts next. So number 1 is our sumo. Remembering that is your nice wide stance. So depending on what I'm using here for implements, weights, or bands, I'm gonna get into that wide stance. My hands are still gonna be inside here when I grab that weight, right? So my hands don't naturally try and get outside. They come to the inside here. Still about shoulder. Don't feel like you have to go really tight, right? Your stance should be wider than shoulder, so your hands should be able to kind of grab that shoulder height. I wanna make sure that I'm still hips back, chest forward. There is that slight bend in the back of the knee, right? I don't have to lock out and reach with the back. I'm still getting those hips nice and low with that slight bend in the knees there, and I'm driving the floorways. I squeeze the glutes to come back through. So if I'm holding a weight, I do want to be careful that I'm not rounding those shoulders in, right? We still want to make sure those shoulders are set back as we reach down. We're keeping that back nice and straight. I don't need to look up here too. That'll also start adding that curve in the lower back. So just looking forward, we're kind of down at the ground there. And then exhale as I come up, down, and exhale as I come up. If I've got a band, I can definitely do it with band. This is a little different when it's sumo. I'm stepping close to the edges of that band, and I'm grabbing the middle here. Okay, so that's how I'm gonna do that with a band. Coming all the way up, holding that band, hips back, chest forward, and coming back through, okay? Number 2, the only thing we're changing is we're gonna bring those feet back to hip width. And now we're gonna go for as close to the ground as we can, but making sure that we're maintaining that straight back. So I'm not going to the ground with reaching through the shoulders. I'm gonna keep those shoulders set back is nice and straight, hips go back, chest comes forward, the weight staying nice and close to my legs. And I'm just gonna get as low as I can without losing that tension in the back, without losing that nice straight back, okay? Number 3 is gonna be the same thing, except now I'm not gonna reach quite as far. I'm gonna keep those legs a little bit stiffer, so you don't have to lock them up, you can still keep a soft bend. I'm gonna keep those legs a little bit stiffer, but making sure that I'm still pushing the hips back and I'm not all of a sudden way out here with the weight, right? So I'm only gonna go as low as I can as I push those hips back. And again, keep that weight nice and close. and squeeze the glutes to come back up. I'd recommend doing those a little bit slower. Your range of motion isn't quite as long, and we want to really focus on the hamstrings and glutes doing it, okay? And then the last one we're gonna do is a hip bridge, or hip thrust, sorry. I'm gonna come down to the ground, and we're gonna go for hip thrust, okay? So that's all gonna add up after a while. For anyone who doesn't do deadlifts, okay, you can do minute 1 is going to be 12 on one side lateral lunges. Minute 2 will be 12 on the other side lateral lunges. Minute 3 will be your little crossovers. Okay, and then minute 4 should be able to be those hip thrusts. Okay, so I'll call those out as well, just the alternatives to your deadlifts. But for everyone else, we're starting with sumo deadlifts in 5 seconds here. So get set up. 2, 1, and let's go for it. So that nice wide stance, right? For anyone not doing deadlifts, you're gonna do one leg, 12 lateral lunges. Okay, so your angle of your toes, your knees should still kind of be tracking with that, right? Toes aren't flared out, knees going forward, so just be careful of that, right? If you're having knee pain, that angle of the toe might make a difference. Once you're done your 12 reps, you can just rest. You're about halfway through your minute. If that's feeling too easy and you're going really quick, just try and slow down the reps a little bit. 20 seconds to go. So minute 2 is regular deadlifts, right? If you were not doing deadlifts, you're doing lateral lunges on the other side. For everyone else, you're now just bringing those feet to hip width apart instead of wide. And then we're gonna go as close to the ground as we can without losing that tight back. And let's go for it. So reaching down. Exhaling as you come back through, that big breath in at the top. Exhaling as you come back through. Okay, so we should be feeling hamstrings, glutes. We should not be feeling a lot of lower back tension. You should feel some upper back, right? Because those shoulders are set back, pulled nice and tight. And you're still just going for 12 here. Nice work, everyone. You're halfway through your minute. So again, just a time check. You can either slow down the reps, focus on that control if it's feeling a little too easy. 15 seconds to go. So the next one for anyone doing deadlifts is the same thing. You're just shortening up that range of motion a little bit. I'd recommend kind of a 2 down, 2 up. That's gonna help make that feel more effective. For anyone not doing deadlifts, we're gonna do that crossover toe touch. And let's go. So for you not doing deadlifts, you're just pushing the hips back, tapping that shin, and coming back up. Okay, for anyone doing deadlifts, we're just working on keeping it nice and close to the body. Exhaling as we come up, focus on that squeeze. Really controlled, trying to make sure we're using the right muscles to move us into position and out of position. Halfway through your minute. Then our last one, you've got time here, don't rush. Our last one is down to the ground with hip thrust. For anyone who feels like 12 hip thrusts is just gonna be too easy, you can also go into a march. So hold the bridge position and go for 12 marches, okay? Or if you're doing just the regular, you're just going up and down. 2, 1, and let's go for it. So that exhale on the way up, focus on squeezing the glutes, keeping that core tight, that we're not overextending, engaging the lower back too much. Nice work, everyone. You got lots of time here. You're just halfway through your minute. And then we got 4 minutes of squats coming up. So once you're done this set, just take a little bit of rest, grab something to drink if you want it, and then we'll go into our squat variations. A few more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and done. Okay, next we're into squats. So I think I'm gonna switch up the order a little bit today. We're gonna go a little bit on the fly. So number 1 is going to be 1.5 reps. So we're gonna go all the way down, halfway up, back down, all the way up. Number 2 is gonna be our 2 seconds down, 2 seconds up. Number 3 is going to be our 12 with a 3-second pause in the bottom. And then number 4 is gonna be 12 regular squats or 12 jump squats, okay? So we're gonna put the regular ones at the end. So as you get tired, it's just a little bit easier instead of putting them at the beginning where you don't need a lot of rest and don't want the rest. Okay, so with your squats, foot positioning can definitely make a big difference. So feel free to adjust as you go, right? You might find that a little bit closer, a little bit further out feels a little bit better. The angle of your foot feels a little bit better, right? So just making sure that our full foot is staying in contact with the floor. We're pushing through the full foot to drive us out of the bottom and not coming up onto our toes, okay? So we're gonna drop down all the way, halfway up, back down, all the way up, making sure that when we come up halfway, it's our shoulders, knees, and hips, not just hips, right? So take that time, pause in each position, and go into those full reps. 2 seconds down, 2 seconds up, I'll count those out for you, and 3-second pause in the bottom, I'll count out for you as well, okay? So you can add weight, you can drop weight, you can do whatever you need to there to help make this more challenging. 3, 2, 1, and let's go for it. So full rep, halfway, down and up. Full rep, halfway, down and up. Right? You're gonna go for 12 of those, or whatever number you feel like you can manage, right? If that's only 10 because they're taking you a little bit longer, that's okay too. I'll try and call out fairly periodically here so you kind of have that time check. That's halfway through your minute. So you've got the whole minute, and then we're gonna go into our slow reps. Remember, if you're holding weight, try and make sure that your shoulders are set. It's not pulling you down into a hunch, right? 15 seconds to go. If you're done, just take your rest time, right? This is gonna add up here. We got 4 full minutes of squats. 3, 2, 1, and now we're going slow. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 5, 2, 6, 2, 6, 2, 7, 2, 7, 2, 8, 2, 8, 2. Trying to move continuously here. 9, 2, 10, 2, 10, 2, 11, 2, 11, 2, 12, 2, 12, 2. We only got 10 seconds here. So trying to just basically keep moving instead of pausing for a long period at the top or bottom. Although this time we're gonna pause for 3 seconds in the bottom. And let's go. So 1, 2, 3, right back into the next one. 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 6, 2, 3, 7, 2, 3, 8, 2, 3, 9, 2, 3, 10, 2, 3, 11, 2, 3. One more, everyone. 12, 2, 3. Okay, you got 10 seconds here, and now you're just going for 12 regular with weight, without weight, or jump squats, okay? 3, 2, 1, and let's go for it. If you're going for jump, remember to land soft, and if you can't get all 12 with jumps, maybe it's 6, maybe it's 5, whatever it is, that's okay too. Just get your full 12 in of some type of squat. Nice work. Once you're done your 12 here, you get some rest. We do still have a finisher for you. So that's gonna be fun. Yay. So grab something to drink, rest up a little bit. Your finisher is just static holds. So same that we did last week, it's either wall sit or a squat hold and hip bridges. So this is the actual hold position in that bridge position here. Give you about another 20 seconds to rest and finish up, and then we'll get going. So wall sit, right, squat hold, just making sure that we're still maintaining good posture. We're not hunching over, right? So as I go into that squat hold position, if I don't have a wall space, I'm not hanging out here, right? I'm gonna keep those shoulders back. I'm gonna drop down into whatever depth I can maintain that good posture. So don't be scared to adjust here. Okay, bridge hold. I'm down on my back. I'm gonna tuck those shoulder blades underneath me. Feet closer in, it's gonna be a little bit more glutes. Or I can also go into that long leg bridge hold to hit those hamstrings. Okay, I can adjust my feet in or out as needed to help target the area I want, okay? So we're gonna go 30 seconds on, 15 seconds rest, and we're gonna go 3 rounds. So starting with wall sit or squat hold, either one. Give you a few seconds here. 2, 1, and let's go. 30 seconds into that hold. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1, and good. You get 15 seconds to switch here. So you've got some time coming down to the ground into that bridge ready position. Just remember, tuck those shoulder blades underneath. Think about driving the shoulders down, the heels down as you squeeze the glutes to lift. 2, 1, and let's go. So up into that bridge, keep that core tight. If you need to come down and reset at some position, don't be scared to do that, right? That little time that it takes to reset is usually worth it. Halfway. 5 seconds, then we're back to wall sits. And let's switch. Same thing, you get your 15 seconds here to transition, so don't rush. Lots of time to walk over to that wall. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So back into that position, right? Remember here too, just like a squat, I wanna keep full contact with my foot. You don't wanna feel like you're pushing into your toes. That's where some of that knee pain will go. You can also adjust your distance from your feet to the wall, right? Out a little bit, in a little bit to make it, to adjust. If you're feeling knees, you might wanna bring them out a little bit. Almost there. I just randomly rambled through that full 30 seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Okay, back to your bridge position to finish off round 2. So same thing, you can try moving your feet out or in here as needed. 2, 1, and let's go. So again, keep that core braced as you squeeze the glutes to lift. That's gonna make a huge difference in how that feels, hopefully protecting your lower back. 15 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and switch. Okay, we got one more round. One more wall sit, one more bridge. 5 seconds. And let's go. Last wall sit here, squat hold. 10 seconds. You got it, everyone. 2, 1, and switch. Final switch here. One more bridge, and then we'll stretch and call it a day. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So again, come down and reset if you need to. Think about pulling that belly button in, squeezing those glutes to hold you up. Halfway. And done. Okay, take a tiny rest here. Grab something to drink if you need it. We will stretch. And then that'll be it for your Tuesday morning workout. We will start standing again. I know most of you are still on the ground, but we'll just help catch the breath a little bit. Stand up and we'll start there. Okay, so we're gonna bring the hands in front. We're gonna exhale to push away. We're just gonna do a little bit of back stretching here up in a standing position. As I push away, I'm gonna take that big breath in, that exhale, I might push a little further, right? Just kind of feeling that upper and mid back release a little bit as I go for holding that position for 3 or 4 breaths. Good, we're gonna bring the arms up. We're gonna exhale as we fall forward. Really letting your shoulders kind of hang forward, soft bend in the knees, keep the weight on the heels. And as you relax, you should feel like you're slowly getting closer and closer to the ground. Deep breath in and out. We should be feeling the stretch through the back of the body. So back of the legs, into the glutes, even into the back of it. Really trying to let that relaxing exhale happen, right? You should feel some of that release. That kind of inching closer and closer to the ground. And then you're gonna slowly, slowly, slowly come up out of that. Okay, we will come down to the ground now for some more direct leg stretching. So we're gonna start in that half kneel. I'm gonna squeeze the glute of the knee that's down, and I'm gonna push forward a little bit into that. So I should be feeling a bit of a stretch in the hip flexor and the quad, making sure when I push forward though, I'm not just pushing the hips, shoulders back, right? I'm gonna lean the torso into that stretch. Deep breaths in and out. Again, as you relax, you might be able to go a little further, but don't feel like you have to force it, right? If you're feeling a gentle stretch still, it's an indication that you're not ready to go further forward. Deep breath in and out. And good, let's switch it over. So same thing, the knee that's down, I'm gonna squeeze that glute, kind of rotating that hip forward, and then just slowly leaning into it as needed to feel a little bit of a stretch from that hip flexor down into that quad. And good. So the knee that's up, I'm gonna come up onto that heel. I think you can see me there. Back up a little bit. I'm gonna come up onto that heel. And now I'm gonna think about sitting my hips back as I lean the chest forward. So I should be feeling that stretch here in the hamstring of that leg that's out in front. I don't need to lock up the leg, right? If I'm not feeling it, I might just need to sit back a little bit further and bring the chest forward a little bit more. Okay, deep breath in and out. I can always grab the ground or kind of hold my leg as needed here to catch my balance. But I should be feeling that through the back of the leg that's out in front. Deep breath. Again, as you feel more or if you need to more and more stretch, right? Just lower yourself down. And then we're going to ease on up out of that. We're going to switch it over. So that other foot's going to come in front. I'm up on that heel. I'm going to first sit my hips back as I lower the chest down. Okay, I can even grab that toe if I need to. But I'm not just leaning forward into it. I do want to kind of sit back onto my heel and then reach the chest forward. Good, we're going to come down to a seated position. I'm going to go nice and wide with the legs. As we think about nice tall posture, exhale to lean forward. A little bit of a stretch in the legs here, the inner thigh. You might feel a bit in your lower back as well, just with that lean forward, but we should also definitely be feeling that in the inside of the legs. Deep breaths in and out. Finish off with a couple glute stretches here. We're gonna start with a pigeon stretch. So that one leg is gonna be bent in front. I'm gonna swing that other leg behind and extend it. And then from here, I can lower myself down as needed to just increase that stretch. What I should be feeling though is in the leg that's bent in front into that hip and glute. Okay, that's usually the targeted area here. However, if you are really tight in other areas, that might take over as well. So if you're not feeling it, you might just need to change your positioning a little bit, or it just might not be an area that's very tight for you. Deep breaths in and out. Good, we're gonna kind of roll out of that. We'll swing that other leg in front, extend that other leg behind, and then go into that same stretch. And then the last one, we're gonna lie down on our back. We're gonna stretch those arms out like a T. I'm gonna bring my right knee up, grab it with my left hand. I'm gonna pull that leg across, but I'm gonna keep my hand and knee in contact. I'm only gonna go as far as I can without letting that leg kind of extend out. Okay, deep breath in and out. My other shoulder should be staying on the ground. And as I relax, so that exhale, that knee might slowly come further over. Don't force it here, right? To get the stretch here in the glutes, right? We just want to let it kind of sit where it can. Deep breath, in and out. And then we'll come back to the middle and switch it over to the other side. So same thing, my other leg's up straight, I'm at a 90-degree angle on that knee, and I'm going to gently pull it across. And that's it for today. That's it for your lower body workout this week. We're only at Tuesday, so I expect to see everyone at least one more time. Oh, Kevin, Steven should be coaching you wearing that shirt. Okay, have a good rest of your week, everyone.